Jain, my dear friends. Well, my dear friends, next topic is abrogation of Article 370. NDA aspirants, they are supporting NDA entry के जो aspirants हैं, they are supporting to Article 370, abrogation of Article 370, and technical entry से जो students जा रहे हैं, and they are supporting, they are against the abrogation of Article 370. तो team A से, what is your name?
So my name is Nandgopal Shukla.
And what is your name?
My name is Saurabh Tripathi.
Chick.
Good morning everyone. As we already know that in the year 2019 our government have removed the Article 370 and the 35A which provide the special right to the Jammu Kashmir. The earlier it was also when this act was enacted in the constitution, then it was also enacted as a temporary provision and it has to be ended one day. So the year 2019 comes up with the abrogation of it. There have been several benefits of it, like earlier also we have seen that Bharat is running on the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat scheme. The Jammu Kashmir region, due to this Article 370, is a big hurdle in the India's this policy of India. So after the abrogation of it, Jammu Kashmir becomes an integral part of India and it gives a clear message to the other nations like the Pakistan and the China, which continuously keep an eye on the border routes of their build. China, like if you all know that they are building the CPEC corridor which is passing along our POK region. So the POK region is completely ours and it becomes our importance to capture this region and stop the China from escaping to along that region. So due to the earlier when the Article 370 was not abrogated, it became difficult for India to claim that portion of land for the India. Although India have already claimed that land, but sometimes Pakistan keep claiming that land, that this is their land and India will not eventually interrupt in these matters. Also talking about the benefits of the removal of the Article 370, then it has several benefits. Like if we see that after the removal of the Article 370, the Jammu Kashmir region have seen a prosperous increase in the tourism sector of the Kashmir. The Jammu Kashmir tourism have been in the year 2020 about the 75 crore people have visited the Jammu Kashmir region, which is largest if we talk about the past 75 years of our independence. So why this increase in the tourism have been seen in the Jammu Kashmir? The major reason is that the peoples are getting now safety from that region. Earlier, the minorities of their the state, the Dalits of the state and the women of the state suffers a lot. They are getting eventually drained by the several kinds of terrorist groups residing in the Jammu Kashmir area, and the Indian army is also not having that right to actually stop the terror there, and there have been increase in several terrorist activities when the article was not abrogated. After the abrogation of the article, we have seen that there have been a huge decline of about 50% decline in the terror activities of the Jammu Kashmir. If we also talk about that there have been a witness of 31% of the revenue growth in the Jammu Kashmir revenue growth. The GSDP of Jammu Kashmir is also growing by 8%, talking about the whole nation, which is growing about the 7%. So, and we have divided Jammu Kashmir in two union territories. The one is the Jammu Kashmir and the another one is Ladakh region. Both have its own representation. The Jammu Kashmir election is also state election. Is also going to be held in the upcoming September month of 2024, where the Jammu Kashmir will have its own state assembly elections and can choose their representative also. Talking about their participation in the Lok Sabha, then the Jammu Kashmir have 5 seats in the Lok Sabha and the Ladakh have 1 representative in the Lok Sabha. Soon our government is also working to increase the number of participants from the Ladakh region also, and eventually with the policy of increasing this, the government will make Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh an integral part of India and implement its scheme that Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Thank you.
Hello cadets, myself Nandgopal Shukla. Today I will oppose the abrogation of Article 370. Let us first renew about what my colleague said about how the Article 370 impacted the people of Jammu and Kashmir and how impacted it in India for the global representation. Yes, it impacted we can say for the 40%, but the major we can say about the 60% of the population is not that much of pretty much well educated. What my brother said, he said about the topic that the growth of the Kashmir became 30% and 45% without knowing the factual knowledge, and he also suggested that 75 crore people have visited. India's population is 140 crore, and my brother said that 75 crore had visited, so there is no chance that 75 crore people has visited the country, visited Jammu Kashmir. Also, when we talk about Article 370, first thing that comes in my mind, in everyone's mind, is about the terrorism, about the what are the policy making of the Jammu and Kashmir, and what are the next representation that will take government and that will take army for the next or the betterment of the other opportunities of the Jammu Kashmir. Why I am opposing him? I am opposing him because of the gain in terrorist activities. He said that there is a decline. No doubt there is a decline in the terrorist activities, but there has been a drastic gain in the overall possible consideration of the people. Like the agitation in the people has started again, and people are now thoroughly visiting the sites which are possible. We can say that the recent attack on the Shri Mata Vaishno Devi and the attack on the Riyasi, there are many other examples that are rising tension amongst the people. There are many other examples that terrorism is rising again in Jammu Kashmir. Yes, it is rising, but not at that level, but it is rising in the agitation of the small people, like from the education of the age of the children of 10 years to 20 years. They are not getting the proper education, as the government suggested that Article 370 will give them proper implementation of education and proper welfare of the student, but this is not happening. When you see the ground reality, the ground reality suggests a different thing. Like when you go to the ground, then you will see that how children are not educated to that particular topic. Children are very decoding the things. When army used to talk about the children, army is doing better thing. Army is giving its 100% and 200%, and there is no doubt, and it is giving. But the point is that the government said that they after the abrogation of Article 370, there will be 0% terrorist activities. There will be 0% of that matters, and everyone will be happy. But according to me and according to the reports, this did not happen. Yes, the terrorist activities has been drastically decreased, but we cannot say that after the Article 370 it is because of the development of the RNW and IB. The Intelligence Bureau is recording each and every and seeing the every steps of Pakistan, and yes, the tension among the people of the Pakistan and we is increasing day by day. Whether it's with the Indus Water Treaty, it has also affected, whether it's the part of POK, and also we are not giving any parliamentary seats to POK. It is a very important topic that we are not giving a single representation. It is an integral part of India, but we are not given any MP seats or any MLA seats. But that's why I am saying that I am opposing. If you have said that article abrogation, then you should give a seat to that MP or parliament for their people's representation. If the people representation is not there, then democracy is in danger. As we have seen that many people are saying that democracy in danger, but it is not. But we have to focus on the other regularities, like my colleague said, about the different opportunities that are coming in Jammu and Kashmir. There are different things that are coming in the face of Jammu and Kashmir, but there are things that are lying beneath the down. Like the people are suffering, they are suffering very much because of the climatic change, because of the development that are going on. The recent coal mine we have found the aluminum extract, and we have found the chips that are making, so we are taking that water for the making of that chips. Same Aksai Chin, what Pakistan have give this part to Aksai Chin, and Chin is now making semiconductor by that water. If we are focusing on Article 370, then we should also focus on the other part of the state. Why our soldiers are on that duty? We should have the proper interrogation about that topic. Why only soldiers are there? Why other topics are now there? Why RNW or IB is not performing that well in that particular section? And also the tension is increasing day by day within the people, within the countries. Like we know that Pakistan is our biggest enemy, and yes, and the abrogation of Article 370 is giving fire to them. Also China is our enemy, and same as that Pakistan we know that West is hypocrite. To be honest, West is hypocrite, and West is connected with Pakistan. It helped Pakistan in Kargil war. It helped Pakistan in every state. That why when we abrogated Article 370, United Nation has sanctioned us in two topics, and also United Nation never wants that I should increase or we should increase our SEZ zone, like exclusive economic zone, which are in there when we talk about the topography of, when we talk about the climatic part. Yes, my colleague said everything about that, right? But things did not that much clear, because every coin has two faces, one head, one tail. So abrogation is also true, that I respect that opposition, that it is declining, but it is not declining, as he said. It is getting 0%. It is not happening. It is increasing, but not up to that level. So thank you, and thank you very much.
Gentlemen, I have a question. That when the Article 370 removed from Jammu and Kashmir, then Kashmir are not aware about it. Also, the politicians are kept in arrest house. So, what are you say about it?
Gentlemen, if you talk about the prohibition of and the abrogation of 370 article, then everybody is known that this article is a temporary article, and it has to be removed. The prohibition for the removal is definitely like that the government of India have to consult with the state assembly of the Jammu Kashmir. But as there is no state assembly in the Jammu Kashmir at that time, that's why the Indian government and the Indian constitution itself, the judges of the bench which are sitting there for the abrogation of the 370, stated that there have been a provision of Article 3, Section 3 of Article 370, which states that the President of the India do not need any kind of recommendation for the abrogation of Article 370 from the any member of the Jammu Kashmir region. And although this thing was informed to the politicians of the Jammu Kashmir one day prior to the decision taken, so that everybody got aware of it.
But it is not a legal way to remove it, but it is not a very good time.
Gentlemen, what can another be a legal way? You are abrogating it while going in the Supreme Court.
Exist at that time, and
Yes,
so
pardon please.
State government not existed at that time. So why this is time chosen for the removal of the Article 370?
Then which time can be chosen, gentlemen? There is no state government which can be further formed up till the abrogation of the Article 370. There is no government that can be formed after that. The state government of the Jammu Kashmir abolished a way before back. This is not like a 5 or 10 year gap that the state assemblies of the Jammu Kashmir have been abolished. It was a way before. I think this was the Constitution of the Jammu Kashmir was abolished in the year 1950s or 60s something. I don't remember exactly the date. So since then to up till now, we are continuing with that, and it was a big hurdle to our, as I say, Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative. So
but in the removal of 370, the thousands of troops came airlifted to the Kashmir. So it can be said that it is the Indian Army occupied states. So what are you saying about it?
Gentlemen, it is not an Indian Army occupied state.
But thousands of troops are came in India. But if it is a legal way, then why? What is the
Yes,
importance
gentlemen,
of?
as my colleague mentioned already, that there have been certain kinds of activation from the Pakistan and China region. We have seen that they are building the CPEC corridor from there. We have seen the Kargil war occurring there. We have seen the Galwan Valley issue there. So these kinds of issues continuously flourishing in the area. Also, we have seen the terror attacks. Before 2019,
But
the terror attacks was very large. We have seen the Puri attack, the Mumbai attack, where on the Taj Hotel. We have seen the plane hijacking of our. From the 2019, how many cases have you heard about the terror attack? Yes, we have heard these kinds of things in the previous 1 month, but I can assure you that we will certainly able to counter these things, and was again able to maintain the stability and peace in the region.
But the Jammu Kashmir has given a special status. But being a union territory, the democracy is a low level according to the normal states. So
Gentlemen, the government of India do not say that it will remain forever as a union territory. It was just the process, just to initiate. If you are giving the freedom to somebody, then you have to give us in a stepwise way. You cannot simply say that okay, now you are free to go and free to do anything. You cannot give that right? If we have given these kinds of right to them, then it will be difficult for them for the Indian government to able to stabilize the situation there. There have been the minority communities, the women and the children who are continuously misguided by the terror groups residing there. So as your previous question also, why there is so much military forces there. So the military forces is there to counter these terror groups, to increase the education level of the people, to aware the people what is India and what are the patriotic feeling that people of India have for the India. We have seen, we recently won the T20 World Cup. I must say that you have seen the gathering of the people near the Chauraha where the earlier the Jammu Kashmir flag was being present march. Yes, you have seen that Lal Chowk Chauraha there. So if you see when we won the T20 World Cup, a video clip was captured from that. There have been a gathering of the thousands of people cheering for India. It shows that the abrogation brought the people the patriotic feelings toward the India.
But the danger of the terrorism is every time. So why it is chosen at the time of Article 370 removal?
Gentlemen, what I would like to assure you is that in the current time, we have seen earlier the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed group have been residing in the Jammu Kashmir region. But talking about the current time, they are not present there. We have seen the attack which we have done on their camp earlier in the year 2018 or 19, which forces them to go away from there. Pakistan, talking about them, they are also working on the counter-terrorism activities. If you know, then they are also working upon the counter-terrorism activities. And they are also trying to counter the terrorism. We are also wanting to counter the terrorism and to also get that POK region from Pakistan to ourselves. Pakistan keep claiming the POK region several times, several platforms. They are just needing the platform where they can actually say that POK region is ours, and India after the abrogation of 370 actually trying to capture the POK region. But we are not capturing it. It was our part earlier also, now also. We are just getting that part and building infrastructure and trying to get resources from there. And also, okay.
Gentlemen, I would like to ask you a question about the POK region. Can you please define where the LOC is located in Jammu and Kashmir?
Yes, candidate, I will tell you the LOC, or we can say line of control, is located on the POK, or we can say the part of the Jammu that is exaggerated towards the Pakistan region.
That is captured by Pakistan?
Yes. That is not captured by Pakistan, that is restrained by Pakistan.
That is restrained by Pakistan?
Yes.
So, by making a legislative, by making a parliament constituency there,
yes,
will not that put India to a war with Pakistan?
First of all, it will never create a havoc or a war directly with the Pakistan, because
why not?
Because Pakistan knows that we will not perform war, because they are in the economic crisis with the below belt. They are at the low bottom of the itself, and their government is not in stable form. Means as we know that army is forming their government from the very recent type of Pervez Musharraf. The army used to form the government, and today itself they have hated the democracy of the Pakistan, and even the UN Council Charter, the Pakistan has been considered as as a fully not a democratic country. Even Joe Biden, as a few months ago, said that I am not saying that Pakistan's election have been done properly, because the opposition party Irfan Khan was in the jail, and they were fighting within Irfan Khan because it was the largest party. So we will give the representative that they state. Then we can say in the UN that it was the integral part of India, and it is an integral part of India. That's why we are giving the seat to them for their representation. And when the representation will be start, then UN will definitely accept our thoughts, and the maps that you will see in Wikipedia will definitely change one day.
So gentlemen, you are saying that Pakistan is not a threat for us?
No.
No. I'm not saying Pakistan is a threat for us, but
It's not a threat.
You are saying that
Pakistan-led military.
Yes.
First, Pakistan-led military is a threat for. It is a very big statement. Pakistan is not a threat for us, because Pakistan can never do a single 0.1% damage to India. But that Pakistan-led military is in danger. I have never mentioned that Pakistan is in danger or that Pakistan is in danger. I have said Pakistan-led military.
Gentlemen, your accurate statement is that Pakistan and China is posing a threat for India due to their aggressively participating in the POK region.
And why I said Pakistan? Because Pakistan military have already accomplished the we can say democracy. They have demolished the democracy. You can say from the past 10 years or 20 years, you can take out the form and read the instruction of the Pakistan military. They decide what will happen. their officers will decide what will happen next to the economic or the frontier door of the India. The government or the policy making MPs were never the role or the given that much property or given that much the responsibility of the Pakistan.
Gentlemen, I would like to ask you about the question that you said that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are opposing on the mining of the reserves found there in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes.
So I would like to clarify that. I would like to correct your statement that mining has not been started there, and there is one lithium reserve found in Jammu and Kashmir, and the reserve is very less, and another one is found in Chhattisgarh. So India is more preferring the Chhattisgarh one because the topography of the where the reserve is found is also very the topography is very harsh, and also reserve is very less, so companies are not investing there. So people, the protest is in Ladakh, not in the Jammu Kashmir region.
So what's your proper question?
I am countering your statement, just no question.
You are countering my statement.
Yes.
Let it. When I said that people are, then people are certainly, because the development that are going on in the Jammu and Kashmir region has certainly defected the population of the country, or we can say the population of the Jammu and Kashmir, because we are cutting the mountains, we are drifting the rivers from one another, we are indulged in the activities that are thoroughly rushing the forest and cleansing the forest for our reserve. We are, like my colleague said, the abrogation of Article 370 led the development. If Jammu and Kashmir is located on the mountain region and the mountains has been cutting throughout the season, we can see season means the 6 year months. So it is cutting out the 3 month season, and the trees are cutting. So why we will say that deforestation or something that will not occur there? Because there are natural glaciers. If we will cut the trees, if we will cut the mountains, then there will certainly be flood occur, and we have seen that flood occurs in Jammu and Kashmir. Whenever we see the tourists are going, certainly at any place the floods come in Jammu and Kashmir. There are many other topographic climates that will change, but abrogation of Article 370 has issued that development will be there, and we have seen the development and the mining and the other certainly activities. So like Jammu and Kashmir, you know that there is a Jammu willow cricket bat, and we know that Jammu willow cricket bat will be made by the trees that are grown certainly in Jammu and in the part of the Jammu where it is restricted zone to cut the trees. But for the sake of the industrial development, for the sake of the development, trees has been cut it off for the making a cricket bat. It is good or bad? I am not saying that it is certainly bad, but it is not certainly very much you are saying or am emphasizing the things. That's why I said that people are not that much initiative, like we will cut all the resources has been given.
So, well, gentlemen, both of you made a good argument on a given topic, abrogation of Article 370. And gentlemen, please give a big hand for both of you, because you made a good argument there. The first from side technical TS entries as student, and from NDA aspirants, right? So thank you.